Good morning, everyone. Welcome back. So last week we started the this section on karma. So we're starting to look at this topic of cause and effect, and uh, it's really complex, right? I mean, it's something that that enlightened beings can see, and that's quite amazing. Um, and we can, or at least I can conceptually understand the cause and effect, but to the level of detail to understand what we're dealing with, all these karmic imprints and all of these causes and conditions that allow the karma to ripen. It's just as, Coral was explaining, planting a seed and how that seed's gonna grow under the certain conditions inside, and then maybe you can transfer it outside. And I think it's a very simple example we can see, but it's even more uh, complex than that, and that's maybe why we have disappointment and we don't understand that. So when those bad things happen, or even good things happen, we get surprised because we don't understand. So anyway, that's just a few words on what we're meditating on over these few weeks. So we want to make sure that we are fully present in our session. Just coming into our chair, our cushion, and devoting this 30 minutes to our practice. So we can bring our attention to uh, our motivation, right? Well, it's so important, this motivation. Why are we here? What are we doing? And um, why are we wanting to develop our minds? I mean, it would be amazing, right? If we could see this karma in a much clearer perspective and see the cause and effect and know that I've done uh, one thing and the result is going to be another. And not only just to see the cause and effect, but to really understand what's the result of these actions? What's the result of this seed I'm planting in my mind stream? I mean, if we can if we can develop that level of insight, I mean, that's clairvoyance. That's becoming a Buddha. So that's an amazing motivation. And we know that we're becoming Buddhas not just uh, for ourselves, not just to bliss out into happiness, but we're uh, becoming Buddhas so that we can help all those other sentient beings, all the humans and non-human, the insects, etc., um, also be free of this. So that's our aspiration. That's our motivation. So with that motivation, we're going to look at this aspect of karma, uh, the aspect that karma is definite. So what does that mean? Karma is definite. I think it's it's very related to this concept of uh, planting different sorts of seeds in a field, right? So we can plant uh, wheat or barley, we can plant peas, and each of those is going to develop into its own kind of a sprout. So a barley sprout it arises only from a seed of barley. It's not going to arise from a seed of wheat. So this particular seed, it can't just grow into a plant of a different type. So this is the simple biological law, which is very visible to us. And in the same way, our actions, right? We talked about our actions. We have our physical actions, we have verbal actions, and we have our mental actions, our thoughts. And they can also um, produce results, but they can only produce results of their own type. And normally, when we speak of actions in relation to our body, speech, and mind, we're talking about this unvirtuous or virtuous actions, right? They kind of fall in these two categories, or sometimes neutral. So um, actions have the type of ripening that's positive or negative. So a positive action, we know this quite clearly. It results into giving rise to happiness, and um, it can never be mixed up. Yeah, it's not that the positive action results in suffering, but in more detail, a particular type of positive action is going to give rise to a particular type of happiness, just as the particular type of suffering is. Uh, sorry, negative action is going to give rise to suffering, or a particular type of suffering. So an action, it can come to fruition um, by what we call the throwing karma, right? And throwing karma is kind of like throwing us into a particular state of existence. It's a state of existence is the result. So what's a state of existence? It could be human, it could be animal, it could be ghost or no form beings. Um, those are kind of like the different states that we can be thrown into as a result of um, our karma. And then the other type of karma is the completing karma. And the completing karma is determining some detail of one's body, of determining the detail of our surroundings or our experiences in the in this new existence when we're reborn. So this completing karma could be like all the details, right? All the uh, all the detailed color of like a peacock's tail, and each coloration, each piece of detail has its karmic cause. So we could kind of think about an artist that's drawing on a piece of canvas, and first they draw an outline, right? They just sketch the silhouette of the drawing. So this would be equivalent to the throwing karma. So we can imagine a tanka, right? A beautiful tanka, maybe of Tara. So the tanka artist is um, drawing this silhouette, this outline of Tara, all the deities are around Tara, all the beautiful offerings, the clouds, um, the jewels. So this would be the outline for the throwing karma, which is creating a certain state, right? A state of existence, which would be um, a deity. That's a state of existence. And then when the artist is um, starting to add the details, the colors, the ornaments, the, the shine or the darkness, the eyes, opening the eyes. This is the completing karma. This is the the detail, the color, the I call it the liveliness of the karmic result. So this is how our actions shape our next existence. So they kind of set the stage for the state, and then the various levels of detail. So, um, if we want a better existence in the future, and who doesn't, right? Who doesn't want to have something better? I think, uh, unless you're a bodhisattva or enlightened being, I think um, it's hard to aspire to go to the hell realms and help all those suffering sentient beings, right? So I think for most of us, we want a better existence. I want that for everyone. So for that to be the result, we have to be very mindful of our actions right now. So of course we have to engage in worldly activities. We have to engage in work and we have to eat and to look after our families and so on, right? But we have to give hmm, well, we have to try to give part of our mind to the Dharma. And it seems so dualistic, right? It's like, okay, I have my work and my food and my family and all my activities here, and then I have this Dharma thing on the side, right? It seems disconnected. And I think that's our human challenge, right? To bring the Dharma into our daily activities, right? To uh, to do our work in the spirit of Dharma, to eat in the spirit of Dharma. Very difficult, but if they're separate, I think it's very difficult to make progress. And there's a really good booklet on produced by FPT Lama Zopa Rinpoche to create this booklet, how to cultivate Dharma. I think it's called How to Cultivate Dharma in Daily Activities. So there's really good tips there, like bringing the Dharma into our life. When we brush our teeth, thinking that each tooth is a sentient being, and we're purifying that sentient being to uh, take a shower to cleanse ourselves, to be more appealing to sentient beings, to be um, pleasant smelling, not dirty, things like this. So that's changing the mind. That's not just brushing our teeth so that we don't have a cavity when we visit the dentist, but that's transforming these daily activities into um, virtuous activities. It's this uh, mind shift of, oh no, I'm doing this for others, not just myself. I'm included in the others, of course, but I'm doing this for others, a much greater cause, so that I'm healthy, I'm happy, I'm presentable to all the beings around me. So we can see that karma is definite, right? So uh, it's not that some actions, they're just an action, they don't have a result. They don't have any um, karmic imprint. They're not like they're not empty actions, right? You can't plant that seed and provided all the proper causes and conditions and not have it sprout. Of course, it has to be a healthy seed, but that's what we're talking about. It's not an empty result. So that means all of our actions, they are they're definite. They're going to produce a fruit. I think we have to really comprehend the certainty of karma and our morality combined with this indefinite aspect of the karma. Hmm. We have to really work on this conviction. And maybe it's even more so that okay, we have karmic imprints, we're creating them all the time. And as we meditated on several weeks or months ago, um, there's something called impermanence. We're going to die. So putting these two together, death and karma, we need to be careful, right? We need to watch our mind, watch our actions, because um, we can't tell when we're going to die. It's that's uncertain. We don't know we don't know how much time we have left. So having this kind of thought on the side or combining it with this definite fruition of karma, the definite ripening of karma. Um, so that means we should use the body for the practice of dharma. So we can combine these two topics. And that's really powerful for our practice. And I believe in the Bodhisattva's way of life in this text. Um, these topics from Shantideva, they're alternated, you know. Yeah. Oh, creating karma. Karma is certainly going to ripen, and impermanence and death can arise at any time. So we have to watch our actions of the body, speech, and mind. So, so if we have this realization, then we need to watch our mind, watch exactly what's our motivation. Why are we doing this? What words are coming out of our mouths? What's our intention? And that way we can protect our karma. So it's not hard. It just takes a little effort and pure motivation. So we can dedicate all this merit of this very short time that we were contemplating karma, and uh, we didn't create any negative karma during this 30 minutes. And we can dedicate to all the sentient beings who in this last half an hour they uh, they did something unvirtuous and created negative karma. So we can dedicate our practice to them. And may their negative actions be purified. May they not fruition. May they not suffer as a result of those actions. And may they turn their mind towards the Dharma and someday also become uh, bodhisattvas, Buddhas, enlightened beings, and help as many sentient beings that they can in that journey. Thank you, everyone.